So Southwest recently reported their fourth quarter earnings, and it was mixed. Yes, you did get some volatility on the day of the announcement. However, the follow through was somewhat muted, and it appears that we're going to end the week also muted. But tomorrow remains to be seen. On the monthly chart, nevertheless, you do have price respecting this short term uptrend. Yes, you did get a peak through and below, but you got to close above the trend line. So the trend line is still intact. This was a beautiful level to go long because it served as dynamic, rather support. Once in November of 2023, a second time, which was the pandemic lows of March of 2020. And if you look to the left, you have two levels of interest. You have this rally base, right? So you have two levels, and we're going to see what happens with price when we extrapolate over. So I'm going to take this off, and let's see what price action does if I extend this over. Beautiful level. And you got one down here too. Let's just mark it. All right. Take this out. Scroll over. And you can't make this stuff up. So you had three different levels. Again, if I see a level on level, I like to, in this case, go long in the middle. So if you was to put your stop in your, if you was to put your entry in between the two zones, put a stop below the lower zone in this case, you would be a happy camper many times over. Price has memory, returns. This tells you that price is selling at a discount in that $25 region. Currently price is at $31.26. Before we continue with the analysis on the weekly chart and the daily chart, let's actually get into the news. So Southwest shares fell Thursday after the company reported fourth quarter earnings above estimates, but the revenue came in short. Operating revenue for the quarter totaled $6.93 billion, just below the expected $6.95 billion. Passenger revenue reached $6.31 billion, also shy of the $6.32 billion forecast. Now, available seat miles for the third month period stood at 43.53 billion compared to expectations of 43.69 billion. Revenue passenger miles were 34.47 billion. That was also below estimates of 35.7 billion. Nevertheless, during these press conferences, CEOs, public relations, they always want to say how beautiful things are. So let's see what Bob Jordan, President, CEO, Vice Chair, Board of Directors had to say. We close out 2024 with positive momentum from our revenue initiatives and the performance of our operations. We're working to accelerate and exceed our 2027 $500 million cost reduction target, supporting a 2025 CASM X exit rate in the low single digits. Now, for the full year 2025, the airline anticipates available seat miles to rise 1 to 2% and adjusted operating income to increase between 3 to 5%. Now, the airline industry is very capital intensive and tough, just like the auto industry. However, if you want some tips, just go ask Tesla. They seem to be doing just fine. Now, scrolling down to the weekly chart. Again, here was that peekaboo below the trend line. Yes, on the weekly chart you did a close and you got another candle, but that was the start of the uptrend. And now we have price in the process of testing this upper trend line. Question is, are we going to bounce higher from here? Only time will tell. You do have some short-term resistance at the $36 level. We'll call that a local top. If price is going to go higher, well, we need to see a bounce and then a candle close above this $36 level. Now let's go down to the daily chart. Let's see what we see. Now we see price hovering around this key 200-day moving average. That could either serve as support or resistance depending on what side the candle close is. However, the momentum right now is to the downside. You can see your moving averages starting to plateau and turn down. You can also see that from prices making let's do that one more time. Let's get a little granular. All right, so you can see price had an equal high before making a lower low, lower high, and now you do have a lower low. But I like price to see if it bounces off of here. Now, you do have a gap fill near $30.50. All gaps get filled once upon a time or another. Now, if you want my personal opinion, not what the charts are suggesting, find another trade. Find another trade. Why? Well, if you're right, you're going to go from $31 to $36 as a short-term target, and then to $40, $9 difference. There's better opportunities out there. Again, it's airline industry. It's very tough, but I'm just giving you all the tea on what's going on with earnings, and the latest video is on Southwest. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.